Guys, what is going on? Blossom is back, and welcome back to another episode at Sob Drives. We are back for another episode of Garage Review, and I gotta say, we got a pretty interesting one today. This one actually gives me a headache. This was a painful garage to go through, but we're gonna go through it nonetheless. Obviously, in the past, we've, at least the last 2 or 3 garages I've reviewed, they're more on the pay-to-win side. In fact, they were pay-to-win garages, or at least really big. So this one's a bit smaller, and we're going to look at it today. So this is one of my Patreons, so shout out to Piotrek, What Is Up, or Fridge Destroyer. I think that's your Discord name. I do love that Discord name. Let's give a rundown of his garage real quick. RQ 500, 2,585 trophies, 740 renown. You got to use that renown soon, buddy, before that thing caps out. Even if you can't progress in any new levels, just try and use renown so you're not stuck at 1,000. You know what I mean? 7,000 cash, 724. A lot of 7s, 724 gold, I mean. A lot of 7s in there. So, as you can see, already we are looking at a different kind of stature of garage, with 2 Alfa Romeo Spiders and 1 Volkswagen Type 2s. In the past, most of the garages I've reviewed, a lot of Type 2s and like all 3 of the Spiders. That's fine, you know, obviously you're probably a newer player, or you're definitely a newer player, because these Volkswagens, the Type 2s at least, they've been around for a while. Not a single Austin as well. So let's just have a look at your common hand. So straight off the bat, I do see a couple max outs, a couple 1-stars, but definitely lacking in a lot of areas. So the first thing I want to talk about for your commons is to max out the TVR Grand Tura 969, the Vixen S2 969, and of course right here the Monte Carlo SS 996, which is like, I think, the best drag common now, because when you max it out 996, it hits 6.40 to 60, which is absolutely absurd for an epic. I think it loses to the 1 mile on like those other dragsters with better MRA. I'm not sure, I need to test that, but I know at least for 1 mile and half mile, this thing is the best for common. So yeah, a lot of performance tire commons. As you can see, this is performance, this is performance, this is performance, at least the ones that are usually maxed. So the ones that I want to recommend to you is bolster your off-road hand a little bit more. Usually when it comes to off-roading commons, there's like nothing, but you can have some pretty good standard tire commons that I don't see here. There are a lot of key cars, like where's the Ford RS 1000? Is it 200 or 600? Like, where is it? It's not there. Every other garage I've reviewed has had it, but you don't. So definitely, if you want, go check out my website. Go look at those Blossom choices, because this is going to be a trend that you're going to see in this garage a lot. You are missing out a lot of Blossom choice cars, and Blossom choice cars are what I think are some of the most valuable and useful cars in the game. Some other cars I'd recommend for you would be the Nissan Almera RQ19 969, the RQ19 Rover 200 969, and the Fiat Panda 4x4 969. They're all standard tires. The Fiat is one further, being 4-wheel drive standard tires. It's definitely going to help your standard tire common hand a lot more, considering you are lacking really hard in that. Moving on to uncommons, you have a lot of like stock key cars like the 300 SL and the Lancia Fulvia, the Dino Spider, the Subaru Jutsi or Justy. I would definitely recommend you to max all of them out, because, and of course he presses on the Yunus Roadster. I'm not sure if that was intentional. I know you're a huge fan of Miatas, and I also know, I didn't ask you this before you sent me the garage, but I already know you're a huge fan of BMW and of course Porsche, and it will show later in the video. But yeah, some cars that I would recommend you to get: RQ25 Chevy S10 Extreme, RQ28 Pontiac Grand Am, and the RQ26 Mazda Cosmo. The Grand Am and the Cosmo are both standard tire lower RQs. Obviously you have the standard tire Yunus Roadster RQ29, but you know, having like the Mazda Cosmo, which is 26, more of a mid-tier uncommon, that gives a lot more variety to your standard tire garage. One of the things that I see in your garage, Piotrek, is that you have a lot of performance tire cars. There's a lot of performance tire for garage, but if you want to have more of a variety, you gotta go with, you know, some off-road hands, some standard tire hands, and then later we can get some slicks in there as well. Why not? Different drivetrains, from rear-wheel drive, front-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, you know the gist of it. And of course the Chevy S10 Extreme is one of my favorite uncommons in the entire game. It's such a great all-rounder, medium ground clearance, and RQ25, it's, you know, a mid-tier uncommon. It works in lower tier, high tier uncommon events. It's amazing. Definitely would recommend it. All of the ones I recommended are definitely 969. Moving on to rares, once again, you know, I can see a decent rare collection building here with a lot of key cars like the Opel GT and the Pontiac Firebird Trans Am, the BBR Turbo, the Lotus Elise 1.6, the Ghibli. You know, I feel like after reviewing, like, at this point, what it feels like, I think 45 to 50 garages, it looks like rares are where most players are strongest in. Obviously, besides epics and legendaries, but most players aren't even strong in epics and legendaries. So pay to win garages that I've reviewed aside, most players are really strong or strongest in their rare categories, which is pretty interesting. For me, I never really focused on rare. I'm not weak in my rare categories at all, but definitely I like to focus my resources into ultra rare, as you've seen from my ultra rare video I posted a couple days ago. So moving on to super rares now, this one is painful. Oh, and one more thing I want to talk about the rares. This is the first thing that really gave me a headache, and trust me, this garage actually pains me. Like, oh, you will see why later. But the first red flag is the fact that you don't have a dodge stealth. You know, there was this infographic from Hutch that came out, I think, over a year ago. Not the most recent infographic, but the one that they posted maybe over a year ago, how the Dodge Stealth was one of the most useful cars in the game. I'm just surprised that you don't have that. It's such a key car that literally I think every garage I've ever reviewed has at least had one Dodge Stealth. I think this is the first garage I've reviewed where there isn't a Dodge Stealth. It's actually kind of sad for me. Some recommendations that I would recommend for you as well. Once again, Renault Laguna, BMW 325iX, and the GMC Envoy, all 969, and they're all standard tires. The BMW and GMC are four-wheel drive standard tires as well, because like I said, you are lacking in the standard tire department. Obviously, similar trends in rare and uncommons, where yes, you do have two standard tires, but then they're RQ39. They're the highest of the high. You know, cars like the Renault Laguna RQ37, it kind of gives you a bit more variation. It plays with the RQ a little bit more. They're a little cheaper to use, but also really, really useful, right? Especially the Laguna is, I think, 5783 compared to the Z3, which is 6182 or something like that. So definitely a great car to think about. Is it 61 actually? Let me check. It is 6182. There you go. I didn't remember my stats. So moving on to super rares. Now, just guys, look at this video right now. Look at this picture. Tell me what you see is missing from this. There's not a single RQ40. Now, there are some really useful RQ40s. In fact, I have it all listed here under Super Rare. I still can't believe you don't have a single RQ40, because in the RQ40 ranges, you have cars like the Cadillac ELR, the Lamborghini Miura Roadster, the Alfa Romeo Giulia TZ. You know, you got the best car for the car park, the best car for the test bowl, and one of the best standard tire Super Rares in the game. Granted, the ELR is low now and not medium. It's still absolutely amazing, and I will still rate it very, very highly. Yes, it takes away 2 track sets from its specialist pool, but then it's still amazing and slalom and twisty. I sometimes even deploy it on fast circuit if I have nothing better to use, and honestly it's not bad, because 5.20 to 60 is really, really good for a standard tire car. So, you know, to not have an RQ40 garage, I guess you can say it's a quirk, but also it's a painful quirk nonetheless. And then another trend that we're going to see in this garage a lot is there are going to be a lot of 1 stars and a lot of 2 stars, a lot of unfinished projects, a lot of 1 stars. Like, you know me, right? I've said this so many times on my on my channel. This game, the strategy of Hutch, the strategy of Top Drives, is played in a way where your cars are only useful when they're maxed. It's maxed or nothing. It's 3-star or nothing. And one of the most painful things, and now we're really gonna get into what really makes me want to just jump out my window, is all these 1-star ultra rares, and later we'll see epics as well. A lot of them being fused. Obviously, after this video, I'll send you the notes that I've written down here in my book, which gives you the entire list of fused ultra rares. In the end, I picked up about 13 ultra rares in this garage, which I would get rid of right away. Initially, it was 14, but then I took the Porsche 911 Carrera 2 Targa out of the list because I know you collect Porsches. So that's how it is, but still 13, and I think about 11 out of 13 of those fused ultras are all 1-star. That is so painful, because that's like about 18k to 1-star in ultra, or maybe 15k that you're never going to get back. why did you waste all this cash on cars that are not even worth maxing? The E500, the Cadillac Escalade, the Mazda RX-7 Spirit R, the what else is really bad? There's so many bad cars. I have the whole list here. BMW M3 convertible, Vauxhall VX220, BMW X540, Jaguar F-Type, Cadillac ESV, Lancia Delta, Vauxhall Insignia, Jaguar XFS, the Range Rover Velar. They're all horrible, and you have most of them at 1 star, and it makes me want to cry. But anyway, some really good ones that I would recommend you to max would be like the Kizashi 4-wheel drive standard tires. Once again, it's going to be a trend. Me recommending standard tire cars for you. The Maybach 62 at 996 is amazing. Obviously, you have it at 2 stars. It's just my OCD is in pain right now, like my hand. I'm not actually even wearing the brace. I've been injured for like almost 3 weeks now. I think 2 more weeks and I should be fine. But I'm not wearing the brace right now. I know you already have it at, I think, probably 993, but yeah, it's just my OCD. I like to see things. The most painful thing of all is the fact that you don't have a Max Chevrolet Trailblazer. How do you not have a Max Chevy Trailblazer, dude? This is something you get from the campaign, and this is what I would say 95% of the players that last like at least a week and a half in this game would have max, or maybe 2 weeks, depending on if you're free to play, pay to win, semi pay to win. But literally, this is it's so painful. Who doesn't max the Trailblazer? Like, moving on. You have all these 1-star bullcrap that really you can throw away, like that BMW, like all the BMWs that we've seen, honestly. It's just, why? I don't get it. The Jaguar at 1 star, the Velar at 1 star. Has those cars won you anything at 1 star? Because I have, like the Velar per se, I have it maxed, and it's won me nothing. So why would you even... I don't. It's, it gets worse, guys. It gets worse. The high end, once again, it's a trend that we see in this garage. It's good. It's decent, right? I would recommend maxing out the XKR. The Auto Delta is maxed out the wrong way. I would have done it 996, but you have it, I think, 969 or 699. It's still going to be useful in city streets, but then I think it's still going to lose to, like, the Evo 4. You don't have an Evo 4, so I guess that's your next best bet. But I would have gone 996 on the Auto Delta. I'm not sure if you got that recently from all the Italian saloon things going on, or if you had this for a while. But really, like I said, another trend in this garage is that there's a lot of high-end max outs. But really, you can't just disregard your lower RQ cars and your mid RQ cars as well. The variety, as long as you max out the right cars, is really important. You're also missing out a lot of key ultra rares. I'm not gonna harp on that too much, right? That's based off luck. The fact you don't have a Tamora or Colorado ZR2, that's fine. That one I can't really say much. That's like based off pack luck and everything. I hope you get some good luck. I hope you get some key ultra rares for you to max out. But once again, in the pictures that I'll send you, it has the list of the ultra rares that I would recommend for you to max out. But now we move on to the most painful thing. I'm not joking, okay? When I was looking through this garage, when I was writing down the notes before recording this video, the moment I saw that 1-star Volkswagen Golf R, I actually got off my seat. And I just walked off holding my head in disgust, in pain. It's still painful to look at, the 1-star Virage, the 1-star Camaro SS, the 1-star Golf R. 1-starring an Epic, it's about 20k. That 60k you're never gonna get back, and that 60k you've invested in 3 Epics that, I'm just gonna be completely frank with you, is gonna win you absolute jack at 1 star. The Camaro SS, it might have been useful in silver screen, but definitely you would have had to put some upgrades into it. 1 star wasn't gonna get you anywhere. So once again, these cars are absolutely horrendous. Are you gonna max out these cars? They're so bad. No. So honestly, don't even 1 star, because 1 star's not gonna win you any. It's just painful, man. That's 60k wasted. That's like 3 ceramic packs. That's 1 max ultra rare. Into, at the end of the day, if I were you, I would just grit my teeth and fuse it into a legendary, right? You can't do anything now. You've already wasted 60k on those 3 epics, and we will see more with the 1-star Corvette Z06, the 1-star GT Power Pack, the 1-star 335, the 1-star DBS V12, which is not even a good epic. I'm a huge fan of Aston Martin. I have it locked. I have it stocked. I'm never gonna use it, right? 1-star Impreza, 1-star Evo 10, the 1-star Audi S5 Coupe. The list goes on and on and on. 1-star epics are not gonna win you anything. Why even bother investing 20K in each one of them? You know what I mean? It's painful. This is one of the things that I feel like new players or newer players, just they always get wrong. 1-star epics is not going to do anything for you. It's not. It's maxed or nothing. And you know, the second mistake is keeping those cars around, because you think, oh, I already upgraded them, I already made them 1-star, I might as well keep them around. The reality of the situation is, right, you just wasted your money, because if you keep the 1-star around or you keep the 0-star around, it's still gonna lose you the same amount of races. A loss is a loss, right? It's just painful, man. It's painful. Like, there's nothing wrong with keeping your epic stock. In fact, strategically, that's the smarter way to play the game, and you threw that out the window. Legendaries now, you know, we see 2 Porsches, which is really nice, because I know you're a huge fan of Porsches, so I'm happy that you got 2 legendaries from the brand that you love, the 12C, the GT90, the Ford GT, and the Lamborghini Gallardo. In my opinion, I would say I've already listed out 13 epics for you to fuse. Literally just throw in 2 more and you can already max out one of your Porsches. If I were you, I would max out the Porsche 911 GT3 RS 699. Usually at this point I would say, oh, you know, you could either max out the legendary that you love, like that is the GT3 in your situation, or you could wait for a tri-series and invest all your resources into a tri-series. But the reality of the situation is, man, looking at your garage, you're not really going to win a tri-series anytime soon. So there's no point really investing for that, and I don't think you will be winning one anytime soon. So honestly, I would go the route of just fun. Play the game for fun. Play the game for the cars that you love. And I'm happy that you have a car that you love in the 911 GT3 RS. 2 of them, in fact. So if I were you, I'd just put in some resources in that. Have some fun, you know, have a nice little max Porsche that you can be happy about and all that. But really, this garage needs a lot of work. It needs a lot of work, man. I will send you the images of all my notes, and hopefully you can get started on that. Definitely, the only way is up, right? The only way is up. You can definitely improve by maxing out those key ultras. Sorry, not the key ultras, but the key rares and uncommons that you already have, but are stocked in your garage. But one thing that we can never reverse is all those 1-star epics. You've probably spent like 100 to 200K wasted on epics that are not going to win you anything, and it's just painful. Especially that Golf. Cool. It's just, that's painful, man. That is, oh god. The only thing that could be worse was if you maxed out that Golf 888 or something like that. I'm not giving you any ideas. But anyway, hope this was the garage review that you enjoyed. I know it's a bit roasty, but also I wanted to make a garage review video where I just kind of roasted a bit more than complimented, because I think it's a nice little break. The last 3 garage review videos I made were all, you know, big shots, pay to wins, amazing. Even the last garage review I made wasn't even a garage review, it was more of a garage showcase because of how good it was. So it's just nice to see, you know, a weaker garage. Definitely a lot of mistakes was made here, but like I said, the only way is up. So I hope and wish all the best for your garage, all the best in your pack luck, and I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Garage Review, and I hope you guys have a great day. Remember to stay safe, wash your hands, Blossom out.